Greetings from ABC Acres. I'm Grant Shadden. Here in our snowy pasture next to Mobile Chicken Coop version 1.0, actually to move the chickens. I'm gonna move the chickens into the hoop house. And there's a reason why. You know, chickens are delicious. The problem with chickens being so delicious is everything else thinks they're delicious too. And that includes a mating pair of hawks that have actually been killing some chickens from both Coop 1 and Coop 2 across the property. They've honed in on them, and the reason being is we've had the snowiest winter in almost 20 years already, just in mid-January, and it's been very cold, limiting the hawks' normal options for prey. And so they've gotten desperate enough and bold enough to start coming after our chickens, even going in through the open side door at one point. And I opened the man door and one flew out right in front of my face. It was pretty amazing, a little scary, got my blood pumping for sure. And we've had them kill a rooster, we've had them kill a few hens. And so And so now it's time to change things up. We're gonna hopefully break their hunting cycle and take away their prey option here, and we're hoping by doing so they'll move on. At the same time, with permaculture, we say the problem is a solution. So we have this problem with the chickens being killed and eaten by some of these hawks, and the solution being we have this hoop house that actually the beds, the garden beds, could use some fertilization, some scratching. So we're going to use the chickens to our advantage, and this problem of the hawk attack may even be helping to stimulate a solution in the hoop house food production in the coming season. Well, I'm going to get these chickens moved one crate full at a time, and then I'll show you inside the hoop house, as well as probably the barn where we have our indoor coop and run for Coop 2 chickens as well. We got all of the chickens in from Coop 1 into our hoop house, and they are already beginning to settle in. They are already scratching away contentedly. They haven't gotten to do that for weeks and weeks now with all the snow and the frozen ground. So they are happily getting to do what chickens love to do, which is scratch and peck. And they will be doing a great service for this hoop house, helping to refresh the beds, softening up the surface of the soil, fertilizing it, eating out any insect larvae that might be trying to overwinter and to hatch in the spring and cause some potential problems for crops here in the hoop house. And you can see over here, Tim and I made really quickly roosting bar just out of some old sawhorses, and then we ripped a couple 2x4s and just rounded out the top edges a bit to make some roosts for them. And we'll move that around on top of the beds and around to have that concentrated manure and fertilization as well, all throughout the hoop house. They can be happy and start to settle in and rest well, knowing that they're not going to be the victims of any more hawk attacks in the shelter and protection of this hoop house. And we can rest well knowing that we don't always have to have one eye peeled on the coop getting ready to run and try and chase off any hawks. So it's good to see them hunting and pecking. That we haven't seen that for a while. And I'll also be showing you the chickens in the barn. Not quite as pleasant of conditions, but at least they're not getting eaten by hawks, right? Here you can see at our barn, our Coop 2 chickens protected in the outdoor pen. Their coop is inside and the run is outside. They are just now this afternoon starting to come outside a little bit. They, I think, were pretty traumatized by the mating pair of the hawks coming in and taking out their flock rooster right before their eyes. So got our chickens, the roosting bar, our heated waterer, a little bit of grit there. And then we've got our nesting boxes. They're roughly 14-inch cubes. And we've actually got some eggs, which is good. A lot of times if there's predator attacks and a lot of stress, they even stop laying eggs for a little bit. So we did have the boys have some bunny rabbits. We had them in here, move them over to our chicken brooder. So for those looking to start chicks, if you're wanting to get into laying hens, there's a lot of different ways to do it. This happens to be our particular brooder room. The bunnies, and you'll see they already started burrowing. Actually, I had to put some rocks there to keep them from going and startling the chickens. They came running back through to their old home. Those waspily wobbits. Oh, that's a pretty bad Elmer Fudd impersonation, but that's what I got. So I'm gonna clean up their pen here, give them a little bit more of a covered burrow area for them, and probably get some more rocks for over there to keep them from digging underneath. You can see they make quick work of it. So we've got our heat lamps for when we're starting chicks. Obviously the bunny rabbits are enjoying it, but really look at that mess they made. You know what, bunny rabbits? That's why we don't have nice things. But we've got our swinging doors here. So we've started several batches of chicks in this rather successfully, good survival rates. Just some shelving storage. And then we've got our barn cats, and so we make sure that we have a nice protected area for the chicks so the cats can't get in and get to them, but they can still do their work on keeping the barn clean of mice. Here we are the next day. Our Coop 1 flock has settled in nicely, scratching away contentedly. You can see they used the roosting bars last night. We've already got some accumulation of some chicken manure, so we'll probably leave them there for another night or so and then move it along this bed here. And then I just wanted to show you real quick, in a pinch, some emergency nesting boxes. We've got some of our planting pots here, and I just put a board underneath the one to kind of hold them all together. And then each one of these here has a board in the bottom just to kind of give a flat shelf and to weight it down so they don't roll. And then we just put some, this is old straw, but if you have some hay, or this is old hay, I mean, if you have some straw, you can use that. And we've got our nesting boxes for the flock. Well, there you have it. We were able to move both coops successfully. Coop 2 into the barn, Coop 1 into our hoop house here. They've all settled in nicely, and we got a better night's sleep last night knowing we didn't have to worry about hawks taking out any more of our chickens. And just a couple of the ideas here. If you need quick emergency nest boxes or roosting bars, you may very well have the materials you need just laying around on your homestead, your farm, or your property. So just think outside the box a little bit, see what you have available, and it could save you some money and a trip to the hardware store. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.